3 years later, they call you up on the phone. What are they going to ask? Is there a kid? Is there a raging STD? Well, that's how it feels when you apply for a job at the CIA. Now, what made me apply, you might ask? I am an ultra-liberal costume designer. There are 3 answers. Weed. Lots and lots of weed. The second answer, 60 Minutes. 60 Minutes did a documentary on the guy who made clothes for the CIA. He was retiring. And that made me go to the website to see if there was a job listing. That brings me to the third reason I applied for a job with the CIA. Jennifer Garner. Jennifer Garner was in Alias at the time. And the CIA loved Alias. They loved it so much they convinced Jennifer Garner to advertise for them. For no money. Jennifer Garner pimped for the CIA for free. She was everywhere on the website. She was on the homepage. She was up in the corner watching you as you applied for a job. There was even a recruitment video. Whoops, yeah, that's right. Which is still out there, and which I will show you later on. So I applied. I was maybe a little bit less than honest in the drug section, but I fit in pretty well with everything else. Job done, forgot all about it. Cut to 3 years later. CIA sends me an email. Hey, baby. What's going on? Love to see you. Give us a call. Things had changed in the meantime. I went to the website to see what was up. They had obviously broken up with Jennifer Garner. There also was a phishing announcement. Someone was apparently pretending to be the CIA online. And they had an announcement on their homepage to search for phishing. Now, it didn't seem like a phishing email. There was no credit check. There was no Nigerian prince looking for a transfer. So I called them. The first thing you need to know is that the CIA does not answer the phone, hello, this is the CIA. They give you no indication whatsoever of who you might be calling. I told them who I was, and they transferred me to Mike Peterson. Mike Peterson was a cool dude. He said, I can convince you that we are not searching for personal information. And he rattled off more information about me than my mother knows. He had all the personal information he needed, and he would see me at 7 on Wednesday at the hotel. This was the only job interview I ever went to that had an orientation. Mike showed up the first time. This is what he looked like. Pretty good, too, actually. The first thing he said was, we know that you have told everyone that you know that you are applying for a job with the CIA. That ends now. You did not apply for a job with the CIA. You will not get a job with the CIA. You will get a job, if you get a job, with a large multinational corporation that doesn't have any connection with the government whatsoever. You did not get a job with the CIA. After that, it was boring. He talked about medical benefits, relocation requirements, cafeteria menus. He had this fascination with satellites and what people would be working on the satellites for some reason. At the end, there was one question from the audience. Will you tell us what job we are applying for? No. No, you may not know what job you are applying for. If you get hired, we will tell you what job you applied for when it's over. That was it. The end of the orientation. I went home. At this point, things got a little bit weird for me. I went in the next day. They sat me down in the lobby, they sat me in front of a television, and on the television was a documentary about Carrot Top. In the early 2000s, Carrot Top got jacked. He looked good. Comedy was good, but what he really wanted to do was bodybuild. For 45 minutes, I watched a documentary about Carrot Top getting jacked. By the time it was over, my drug-addled brain had no idea what was real.
Pickle shot.
Pickle shot. Pickle shot. Pickle shot. Woo!
He said,
Oh, that could have used vodka.
oh.
Right. By the time it was over, what did I know? Oh, by the time it was over, I didn't know it was real. Comedians looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. CIA thought I was horrible. That's when I went to the interview. To be honest with you, I barely remember the interview at all. It was not Mike, it was a new guy. And the first thing he said is, I've never interviewed a costume designer before. At that point, I blank out. Right up to the point where I cracked. I demonstrated an inability to handle pressure while being interrogated. I told him I smoked pot. Lots and lots of pot. I don't know why I told him I smoked pot. He didn't ask if I smoked pot. I just snapped. I figured they had to know anyway, so I admitted it. Shortly after that, the interview ended. A few months later, I got my letter, a rejection letter from the CIA. This is it. I redacted it a little bit. It's a pretty typical high school breakup letter, if I'm honest with you. It's not you, it's us. We're just too picky for you. Aww. Well, at least you tried. Anyway, that was my experience applying for a job with the CIA. This QR code should show you Jennifer Garner's recruitment video, and I can answer whatever questions you like.
Give it up for Jason, everybody. Do we have any burning questions in the audience? Hold your hands up high if you got a question about the CIA. Oh, we got one right over here.
How much does the CIA pay? Because clearly you're on payroll because this is a recruitment video for the CIA.
So at the time, the CIA, the job said it would pay between $35,000 and $40,000 a year. Now this was 25 years ago, but it was. The rest is that's just bank account, yeah.
But 25 years ago, that was like $6 million.
Hey, per the 60 Minutes, what does the costume designer do?
Oh, he makes all the clothes, all the secret pockets, all the clothes that you would want. It was awesome. I wanted to be that guy really, really badly. He makes he doesn't do the makeup, that's a different department, but all the clothing, all the outfits, all the shoes with the telephones in them, all that stuff is all made by the costume designer at the CIA.
I got another question right over here. Now I'm learning more about Get Smart inadvertently. Sorry, let that dog sleep.
So if you're not making clothes for the CIA, have you started doing it for yourself and for other people?
No, currently I work for Amazon, a large multinational corporation that doesn't have any connection at all with the government.
Or do they?
No, I quit making costumes back in 2000.
Any more questions from the audience? We're going right over here.
I remember an interview once with like a makeup artist who said like you have to get in and out of makeup really fast. Is it similar for costumes? Like do you have to have like a lot of Velcro that you can just tear off a costume really fast and stuff?
Yeah, actually that's a thing. Quick changes are a big deal in the CIA. If you watch enough videos, which I have in the last 2 weeks while preparing for this, you will discover that they actually designed the clothes to be fast to get into and fast to get out of, so somebody can just change while they're just walking down the street. It's kind of wild.
If you watch the documentary Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, you can see Ethan Hunt's change from Kremlin outfit to Bruce Springsteen black leather jacket in a heartbeat. Give it up for Jason, everybody!
Yeah!